All right.
Live from New Oxford, it's Sports Chat alongside Corey Smith. I'm Jeff Cook. Welcome to the program. If you are so inclined, give us a call, 717-334-3000. As Agatha Christie would say, and then there were two. One very predictable, the Chiefs going for a three-peat, and the Eagles, impressive 55 points. 23 points for the Commanders. So Eagles, for the second time in 3 years, it's Birds Chiefs.
Yes, or if it's not Birds Chiefs, it's Niners Chiefs. So it's almost
Something
to that pendulum swing.
Well, I mean, I know I'm biased, but this Eagles team seems like a more complete team than the 49ers.
Yeah, we can compare and contrast with the Eagles from 2 years ago to the Eagles right now. Throughout the show and all that there. But
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a different from what it was in Super Bowl 57.
I thought of something. I mean, the Eagles have recently beaten the Chiefs in the regular season, I think. And Jaden Daniels, we've sung his praises all year. I think the experience of playing against Jaden Daniels will help the Eagles against Mahomes. I know they've seen Mahomes before, but
it can't hurt.
No, I mean, I know that's high praise for Jaden Daniels to compare him with the multi-time MVP, but he might be a better runner than Mahomes. I mean, although Mahomes has gotten smarter as he's gotten older.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that?
I think, for the Eagles, I think you have to play a four-quarter type of game. I mean,
Yeah, and they did. They did for sure. But yeah, Mahomes, doesn't seem to matter who the wideouts are. And to their credit, their GM's pushing a lot of buttons. They've had people in and out of that room. Now Smith-Schuster, he's healthy again.
Smith-Schuster, you got
Worthy, the rookie.
You got Hopkins, you got Hollywood Brown. So you got
All of a sudden Hollywood Brown is healthy. DeAndre Hopkins, he looked like a Hall of Famer at certain points in his career. I don't think he's there right now.
No,
But it's a rich room, and then we haven't even mentioned Travis Kelce. He has the most postseason touchdowns in NFL history.
Or the running backs there, for that matter. I mean,
all of a sudden Kareem Hunt is kind of energized, and why shouldn't he be? A chance to get a ring.
Just
He's been
the
through
way,
a lot, so.
With Kareem Hunt and then Isaiah Pacheco, the way that they were able to get those first downs in the fourth quarter to really kind of, put the exclamation point, against the Bills. But, kind of looking at with the Bills.
Josh Allen, you put him on the hot seat. I mean, he just can't seem. Are they going to say, he can't win the big one? Kind of like shades of Jim Kelly, lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls or something like that. The comparisons will be there, but I mean, he may be the league MVP.
Yeah, him or Lamar. Looking at where Josh Allen is right now, a good comparison is maybe a Phillip Rivers. He's the one that couldn't get past the hump with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Could never get to the Super Bowl. So I kind of look at where Josh Allen is right now after being drafted in 2018, and seeing where he's at right now. He's almost in that trajectory. If he doesn't get to the Super Bowl, he's going to have the great quarterback, but just couldn't get over that hump. Couldn't get over that hump of the to get the
guys
Super
in
Bowl.
front of him. Yeah.
We've been saying the same
Kind of like
thing.
Gary Player couldn't get past Nicholas and.
Same with Drew Brees and
Arnie.
Peyton Manning.
Lee Trevino.
It was towards the second half of their career. So
All right, so I'll put him in. Josh Allen with a question mark. I mean, he's a heck of a ball player.
moderate, we could say moderate seed.
Yeah, shining star. I got to put Saquon Barkley in there. I mean, first play. I mean, the Commanders have a. Were you watching that game?
Yeah, I was watching.
7-minute drive. They settled for 3. Probably in hindsight, they say we should have gone for it.
18 plays.
Yeah, 18 plays.
9 minutes almost chewed off the clock.
Yeah, and then the first play from scrimmage, what a run. He does a 360 somewhere in there, breaks a couple I mean, the guy, he's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And he's so humble, too. He's easy to love because he really is a down-to-earth kind of guy.
And just the amount of rushing yards that
Now he's
Barkley has.
He's 30 yards away from the most in a season which includes regular season and playoffs. Terrell Davis, I think, currently holds the mark
And he's over 400, I think, was it like 440 yards rushing
in the playoffs.
in the 3 playoff games.
Yeah.
Well, he had 200 some yards rushing, 205.
Against the Rams, yeah.
118, 119, I think
So
it
what,
was.
he played
so.
against the Rams twice. He had 4 of his 60-plus yard scores against the Rams.
Yep.
So, oh man, they're going to be having Saquon Barkley nightmares throughout the winter. Okay, so
So I'm going to go with the shining star of Arizona Wildcats. Last night, they got an upset win against number 3 Iowa State. They won 86-75 in overtime. Caleb Love hit a 50-foot buzzer beater to go to overtime there. So what a win there for Arizona in a very competitive Big 12, with, we're kind of getting to that.
so that's
ending.
94 divided by 2 is 47. So he's on the defensive side of half court.
Yeah, it was
when he
just a
let it
little bit on
fly.
the defensive side there. Yeah.
Okay. Impressive. I have to admit, I didn't stay up for that game. I watched
I saw the highlights
Duke.
this
I
morning
saw
there.
Duke eke out a win over rival NC State.
I saw they had a little delay during the game there. About
Some
like
lady
10.
passed out or something.
It was one of the players that, kind of projectile on the.
Oh, that
the
too.
court.
Yeah, that too. But then they carried a lady out. I mean, it was a strange game. I mean, I was once a Cameron crazy. I told you that, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah, numerous times there over the few years.
Yeah. Okay. Here's something for the hot seat.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching the Eagles game, right? Mm-hmm. And the tush push, it's coming. Who? Lube Job? What was the guy's name?
Frankie
Luvu.
Louvi.
Luvu.
Yeah,
Luvu.
Yeah.
Okay. He kept jumping over the center.
Yeah.
And in rugby, there's something called a penalty try. If somebody would have scored but for somebody's illegal hit or whatever, they can award a penalty try. In all my years, they were about to award the Eagles a penalty touchdown. And
Yeah.
they kind of said, remember the ref gave
Stop
a warning?
doing this.
Or we have the discretion to award a touchdown.
Trying to remember what they called that. That is that was a.
Well, I mean, I analogize it to a penalty try in rugby. And football did derive from rugby, so somewhere lurking it's in the rule book somewhere.
Yeah, like
Repeated
in the 40s,
violations, yeah. Just like the last drop kick and then you can drop kick at any time in the NFL if you're good enough to, as you're running along, getting tackled by 3 guys to drop kick it through the uprights. 3 points.
It's called a unfair act penalty. It's just one of those where if a team keeps on
A repeat violation, yeah.
which I don't.
Well, I mean, it's the ultimate penalty, but it's dangerous when you do that. And I mean, at what point, half the distance is an inch. Now it's a quarter. It was
Before
crazy.
you know it, it's going to, But I understand where the Commanders were coming from. They couldn't stop.
The key to stop it, go over the top. But
So they were trying to plan it exactly when Hurts would jump.
But
You
to
can
the
only do it
Eagles'
so
credit,
much.
they
there,
had, they had an answer for everything. He just went to a snap count, made him commit. He's airborne. I don't know. It was interesting. I had never seen that before.
or even heard about that. Yeah, I'm right
Yeah.
with you. So,
And here's another thing I want to dispel. Jalen Hurts is not a game manager. There are people that have said that that's all he is. I know I'm biased again, but I mean,
he's a dual threat quarterback.
absolutely.
That's
How
what
about
I
that
call
40-yard option run? What was that, last week? When he faked it to Barkley and he just takes off down the right sideline and went 40 yards.
Yep.
I mean, you think Trent Dilfer's going to do that? Or who's the epitome of game manager? Jeff Hofstetter, these guys have won Super Bowl rings and got a reputation as game manager as well. If the Eagles win...
Yeah, I wouldn't, put Hurts in that
No, I'm not saying you ever
that's-
did.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just...
yeah.
provoking discussion.
I'm just trying to think of another quarterback that is like like a Joe Flacco. That's a
Yeah.
a quarterback that just stays in the pocket there.
Well, Cam Newton, I guess, is kind of he had what did he hold the touchdown for or the record for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback? Probably the closest. I mean, and then there's Michael Vick, who
Yep.
I guess Lamar broke his record
Yes.
for most rushing yards in a career. Is that what it was?
Career.
Yeah. I mean, Cam Newton was the same kind of hard-nosed runner, and I mean, Hurts can supposedly bench or leg press 400 pounds, something like that. So I mean, he's not just a hand off the ball guy. He can run over people, and he's smart too. He knew that against the Rams he was holding the ball too long. He got sacked a bunch of times. He did a much better job of getting rid of the football against the Commanders. So anyway, I got that off my chest. Sixers play the Lakers tonight. They won 2 in a row to have the Sixers playing without Embiid. I don't know if Embiid is there a chance he could play tonight against the Lakers? We'll see. LeBron, I guess, is coming to town.
How about this the stuff with Jimmy Butler? Missing the team flight, and
Then he walked out of the shoot around, and
Yeah.
so now it's his 3rd suspension of the month.
yeah, you talk about the awarding a touchdown. How about awarding a release there with
Well,
Jimmy
who
Butler?
wants him now? I was like,
I think that's the problem.
he's almost going to have to go to a team that is so well versed in what Jimmy Butler's all about.
If they're so versed there, do they even want him? Because it's
Right,
almost
in spite of that, right? They
Yeah.
have to want him in spite of that. Hey, we know what we're getting, but we think, blah, blah, blah,
Because I don't see the Celtics getting him. I don't see, looking at teams up in the top there, Cavs, I don't see, the Knicks, not really. You're not going to trade within a conference there, I don't think. There, and then you look at the West, OKC, no.
They don't need
Houston,
Houston,
Memphis.
surprise team of the league, I would say.
Yeah, so I can see maybe a team out there, but right now, currently, I don't see, Miami trading that and kind of,
Yeah. I mean, if there's a no-name team, it's not OKC anymore. It's the
No.
Rockets, I would say. I mean, I know some of those names, but I'm not a hoops junkie by any means. But if you're not an NBA fan, their roster, you're going to recognize very few names.
No. And then going back, Washington Wizards, they're 6-39. So we were talking before we went live, what is the longest streak? That is 28 by the Pistons of last year and the 76ers. So Wizards are halfway there. The way they've been playing, I don't see them, maybe they'll get in the 20s
Get
there.
4
but,
more wins. That's all they need is 4 more wins.
Their next game, it's
One of my former players from the rugby team, he works for the Wizards. He could probably get me tickets
if you want.
It's probably not the hot item right now. The Wizards.
Looks like we got a caller here.
All right, let's go to the phone line. Welcome to Sports Chat. Hello.
Mr. Cook,
Oh yeah, that's it. That's me.
I am not really happy.
Well, you picked Eagles KC in the Super Bowl.
That sounds like a happy person to be because
Yeah,
I mean
you're-
you picked the Super Bowl.
You're still alive.
Still alive and I am not.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Cook,
What?
Mr. Cook,
What?
but I'm gonna say this though.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a big Super Bowl in Philadelphia after the Super Bowl's over with.
They'll be
Super Bowl.
greasing the light poles again, so people can't climb up the light poles. They put oil on them or
Yeah.
something. What will they think of next?
Because, hey, Mr. Cook,
Yes, sir.
because they've been cheating all year round.
I mean, yeah, well, hey, it's 2 weeks away, 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah, we're less than 14 days.
So
12 days now.
How many Super Bowls went without the 2 weeks of hype? There have been a few for one reason or another.
Yeah, so I think it was the last, going back the last like 15 or such there.
Maybe
there's-
COVID related or something.
Even then, I mean, like 2006 and such, you had the 2 weeks there. So.
Oh, I know. I mean, it seems like it's more often than 2 weeks. It's 1 week is the exception, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Number one of the NFL, get rid of the referees that are doing the refereeing of the Kansas City Chiefs.
So you don't want any
Get rid of
refs
them.
covering the
That
Chiefs
one
game.
over-
Maybe bring in some high school refs.
Maybe bring us. I mean, yeah.
That might work.
Hey, I have a couple yellow flags at home, or maybe some napkins I can use. White napkins. Yeah.
Number one is when they almost went to the halftime, you can see the time clock running down and the 2-minute warning.
That's home cooking.
And you can see the time clock run out. And they did not snap the ball in time. So there should have been a penalty.
Well, how about the week before when Mahomes does the dive out of bounds?
He didn't do it
flop.
this week there, but I mean, with Robert, I wouldn't say they're cheating. I mean, I would say the referees. I think some of the plays are not congruently accurate of what happened there, but I wouldn't say, hey, this and that there. I would say the Bills had their chances of winning that game. Yeah, the worthy catch, that was a head scratcher there. But, they're yes,
Corey?
yes.
I'm gonna go back to that then. When the Buffalo Bills had the ball, and the one referee said he had the first down, and the other referee said he did not have the first down.
But they went to replay.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it was a first down there, but when you review it, and
His
seeing-
body, but the ball didn't cross the line.
that's where you have
Yeah.
a lot of bodies there, and it was almost whatever the play, whatever they call, if they say it was short or he got it, I think it was going to stand. Yeah, you have one referee saying it, but the other one override that there with this
He had the
angle
better
there.
view because they
So-
were on opposite sides of the ball. I mean, in terms of the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
But if you look at that really carefully,
Yeah,
he was over the line.
it's just one of those where, yes, he was inches and all that there, and I think he got it there, but with the viewing and all that there.
Well, couldn't you have put a chip in the ball and let a robot decide it instead of having guys look at the movie?
I mean, they do it in
the
tennis
film?
and all that there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think
We have
it'd
the
be nice if
technology.
we had that technology. I mean, we're talking about that in the preseason games. Like, hey, does the ball get the first down and all that there? It would be nice to use that technology, so we're not having the chain crew coming out there and see if he got that. But the thing is.
Then you could have Chipgate, disabling
yeah.
the chip.
The thing is with the Bills, comparing that to the Eagles, is they don't know how to efficiently get the tush push. We've seen that a couple times where Allen went to the left and he
But
gets
then
stuck.
try to
and
dive over. Yeah.
He does the jump over and then try the lunge. But the thing is,
Yeah, Eagles are all low and push and
That's what you have
drive.
to- you just have to
That's
drive,
where
go.
Hertz's 400-pound leg presses come in.
So
Hey, Corey,
yeah.
what about the one where they got called actually wrong? Where the Kansas City Chiefs had a third down and something, and 10, and they called it a catch.
Are you talking about the
They
word?
had it like first down and goal at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, are you talking about the worthy catch in the first quarter, I think it was, or the second quarter?
So what, they hurried up to the line, got off the next play before anybody could
I
throw
believe
the
they
challenge
reviewed
flag?
it and all that there, and yeah, I felt like that was not a catch there, but that's one of those where how he was going down, it looked like the pin of the football hit the ground there, but that was a questionable call there. But I'm not going to say. I have never said it, prior or now, that games are fixed, this and that. There, I think it's just the way that the refs, the refs aren't perfect. I mean, that's it'd be nice to see that there, and some of the roughing the penalties and all that there. Have the people upstairs be like, hey, you got that wrong. If a quarterback got a wrong pass,
Hey, Mr. Cook,
Yes, sir.
did you hear what the officer said about that? The commissioner.
Oh, I thought there was,
of the NFL.
were the police involved? Yeah, no, what did the commissioner say? Play ball.
The commissioner said it was not a complete pass.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, the evolution of pass interference in the NFL. I mean, you almost got to tackle a guy before the ball gets there. They really let a lot go.
yeah.
Which is, I mean, the fans don't want to see flag after flag after flag. But, I mean, if it looks like pass interference, that doesn't mean they're going to call it.
Yeah, and something that if you see in the first quarter, and if you didn't call it like that in the first quarter, hopefully you don't call that in the fourth quarter. I mean, the
Yeah.
letter of the law and all that there. So
And-
I just want consistency
And
throughout.
to their credit, the ones they do call do seem pretty blatant. Devontae Smith drew a call where it looked like the guy was, pulling his arms back. He couldn't really catch it. So Matt Collins got a call, I think.
Yep.
Yes, sir. No, he made a catch. Go ahead.
Number 5.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to be talking about this for a while.
Thanks for the warning. Go ahead.
I told you I was going to keep count of
All right,
all the
okay.
things that they were cheating with
All right.
last weekend. I kept count.
Do any of them involve Taylor Swift?
Some of them do.
All right, go ahead. I'll start writing these down.
The
We'll
one
send them to the
was
commissioner.
with the
Go ahead.
Buffalo- the one was with the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills had the ball with 4th down and inches to go. And you see the one guy was way over the line with his helmet.
Did we already talk about this?
I
Is
think he
this
was
new?
I think he was talking about the legal procedure there for the Chiefs there. I looked at that. That was maybe sort of there.
Somebody
but-
flinch?
Yeah, it was a little flinch there, but yeah, like I said prior, the fourth downs there for the Bills, they just couldn't convert, and that was their bugaboo all throughout the game there. If you need 1 yard, try to get 2 or 3 to make it, not in the hands of the referees, and then you look at that 2-minute drive, with Buffalo, when it was 4th and 5 coming out of the 2-minute warning, and you get that incomplete pass. Kansas City was bringing the house, and they were doing, they brought 3, they faked 1. Khalil Shakir was wide open there, but they threw it deep to Kincaid, and missed the pass
They
there.
rolled the dice. Mm-hmm. Did the Chiefs?
Hey, Corey,
Yes.
I'm going to stop you right there for a second. If you look at that sequence right there that you just said, you can see the referee touch one of the Kansas City Chiefs. Tell him to move over to the hair. And you see the referee touching him, trying to tell him to move over.
Yeah, I don't see.
I'm not sure, because I saw the replays of each one of these, This is number 7.
7.
Yeah, that's
Go
the
ahead.
seventh note there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't use too much chalk. I mean they were they brought the house and to be nitpicky with every little thing there, what the Chiefs did. Yes, I didn't want the Chiefs to win, but I think the Bills control the tempo of the game. And you look back at the last 4 times that these teams have played. One year Josh Allen was playing hero ball and just heaving the ball all over the place. This time he was managing the game, not a game manager, I guess you can say that, but he was playing the tempo with the Chiefs, and then the Chiefs outmanned that there. So it's almost like, how can the Bills win this game? Yeah. It's just every year it's just a different way the Chiefs beat. So. And that was.
But aren't they like 4-0 in the regular season? I mean, when they count, the Chiefs are always winning.
The
but
regular
the Bills
season,
can beat them.
they have beat the Chiefs, but
Yeah,
the postseason they're 0-4.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's just that they can't get over that hump against the Chiefs there. And,
Hey, Mr. Coach,
Yes.
and I'm going to say this now. There is no way that the Eagles will win. There is no way.
Thank you. I'm going to treat you as a perfect reverse barometer. No way Eagles will win.
in caps.
Well, what if Mahomes and Kelsey don't show up? They go to a party the night before, they just blow off the Super Bowl.
That's a
Shades of Barry Robbins. That's a real story. I actually
Yeah.
Googled it because I remembered it when it happened. You can't imagine that somebody's not going to go to the Super Bowl. He didn't show up. They had to go with their backup center.
Carson Wentz being the quarterback, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Wouldn't that be? Well, Zach Ertz had a great game.
Yes.
Zacchaeus.
how about that? With Zach Ertz, with 11 catches for over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Just
34 years
phenomenal
old.
effort there. Could be on the definitely on the twilight of his career there,
Yeah, but Daniels definitely liked having him out there. So,
I mean, when they were working on the Scary Terry, with Terry McLaurin, they were going to Zach Ertz for
McLaurin had one nice touchdown run, but other than that, they kind of held him in check. It was nice to see Quinyon Mitchell get back out there for the Eagles, but had a big pick because he had to leave the game early against the Rams. So,
Hey, Mr. Coach,
yes.
how many times do you think you saw Taylor Swift?
How many times have you mentioned Taylor Swift?
How many times did you see her on?
I wasn't keeping track. Not enough. She's my favorite musician and all things Taylor. I'm a Swiftie.
20.
How many times did you see her?
I saw 20.
20? You think you have an over-under from Vegas? How many times?
Sure, there's a bet out
Can you get
there.
action on that? How many times will it? And who's with her? Is it her? It was Travis's mother this past game, I think. Caitlin Clark the week before.
I think I wasn't really paying attention.
I thought you were watching that game.
I was, but I had
You were watching the game.
I was watching the game,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
side game there.
Exactly.
But since you're not going to be here next week, there, what's your?
Oh, that's right. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be here next week. I'm going to see my
I'm gonna hold-
grandson's chorus.
I'm going to hold my prediction for next week there. So
Okay. Well, all right. Well, so I'll make it now.
Mr. Coach,
Yes. Eagles, go ahead.
and I'm going to say this now too. In 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving in the Super Bowl.
that's usually.
Oh, I thought you were going to come in here to the studio.
I was kind of put my seatbelt on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushing and shoving. Are you
You want to
talking?
rumble? Bring it on.
I'll figure on that. That's coming up soon, isn't it?
You tell me. We can ask Brandon about that during trivia. He knows what's going on with WWE. All right, go ahead. Here's my pick for the Super Bowl. Eagles, 29. Chiefs, 27.
Barkley MVP, or are you going with Hurts?
Yeah,
Where you
why
gonna
not?
do?
You got to go with Barkley.
Okay.
Could be Dallas Goddard, though. I'll put like my dark horse
That's
pick.
a dark horse there, yeah.
Barkley MVP, and I'll put Dallas Goddard,
Dark horse.
dark horse, or X Factor. We'll say X Factor.
I like that. X Factor, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to share one more thing before I go here.
Please.
Okay.
Please don't go. Go ahead.
In the last sequence of that football game, Kelsey threw the ball to one of the ex-players of the Denver Broncos. And who was that? Who do you think it was?
Who threw a pass? Who threw a pass?
Kelsey threw the ball to one of the ex-players of the Denver Broncos. And
Kelsey?
who do you think it was?
I don't know. Who was that? I'm
I don't know either.
for the quiet air.
Perplexed.
Throw us a bone there. What was that?
And that put the nail on the coffin that Kansas City was going to win the game.
I'm so confused right now, but
Are you going to give us the answer?
I can't say what his name is. He used to play for the Broncos at one point.
You don't know the answer? Wait, Travis Kelce threw a pass? He's a quarter.
Not Kelsey. He's the other one.
Oh, Mahomes.
The quarterback.
Well, no wonder we couldn't get the answer. Mahomes. My auto. Not my auto, Mahomes. So he threw a pass to somebody who used to be a Denver Bronco. DeAndre Hopkins, he's traveled a lot. Was he ever with the Broncos?
let's see here. Let me look at the box score here because I
right.
have no idea.
Ideal?
I'm just perplexed.
Not your ideal? No.
Let's see here. It's box score. Looking at the receivers for the Chiefs. This is that played for Pirine.
That's the one.
That's the one. There we go. Samaje Pirine.
Wow.
One catch for 17 yards. So I guess.
How many different receivers caught passes for the Chiefs?
We got Worthy, Juju, Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce, Samaje Pirine, Pacheco, Hopkins, and Hunt. So
8.
there we go. So I did not know Samaje Pirine got a catch there, but yes, he is a former Bronco.
Wow. That's a good question.
There we
You're
go.
going to stump a lot of people with that one.
So you stumped me, and yes.
I wrote about, for this coming week, I wrote a trivia question. Which Philadelphia franchise, major sports franchise, has won the most world championships?
Wasn't that the Philadelphia Athletics?
Yeah, do we have that before?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I remember.
So yeah, I'm dusting it off again. It's a good question though.
That means I'm paying attention.
You
Yes.
are. You absorb everything like a sponge. Impressive.
Hey, Corey?
Yes. Any final thoughts there, Robert?
Well, I'm gonna go off the wall here.
Okay. Just don't hurt.
42-20.
42-20.
Chiefs.
Chiefs win.
Oh man, I thought you were my friend.
And I'm not saying how they're gonna do it.
Well, they're going to score 42 points.
Well, thank you. You have guaranteed the Eagles. You have guaranteed the Eagles will win.
All right.
They're gonna help them.
All right. How many touchdowns will Travis Kelce have?
I hope none.
Probably the Samaje Pirine probably will get all the touchdowns.
And what's the over under on the Taylor Swift sightings? 10?
One too many.
One too many, yeah.
Oh, come on now. All right. Well, Robert, as always, you've certainly added some spice to our program. We appreciate you.
Definitely brought the
Well, sorry
spice.
it sounds so bitter, though.
It's all good, all good.
Sorry it sounds so bitter.
I will do my prediction next week there and some
Okay,
other stuff
all
there.
right.
But
all right. Well, yeah.
how about the changing gears to the head coaching hires in NFL? We got Pete Carroll coming back into the
Raiders.
Raiders. I mean, he
73 years old. He's my hero.
spent 14
He's older
seasons.
than I am.
Yeah, he spent 14 seasons with Seattle, and
Youthful, though. He doesn't look 73, and he doesn't act 73, but
yeah.
I mean, it's all culture, so he knows how to create a winning culture. He's a player coach. I mean, that doesn't mean he plays, but he's a players
Yeah, the
coach. Players, apostrophe S.
Yeah, I would assume
Just do your job. Your man, do your job.
with him being the head coach, they're going to look at a quarterback there with Aidan O'Connor being there, and I think they're going to, as the second year with the Raiders there, I can see them drafting a quarterback. They are,
It seems like Brady has a lot of influence. He owns what percentage of 7% or something like that?
something like that, in the single digits of percentage owned there.
But they're
he
listening
is-
to him. He has more rings than anybody, greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. And he's obviously approves of Pete Carroll. Did he ever play for him at New England?
No. That was when
Belichick.
that was in the '90s there, and then he went to
Seattle, yeah.
USC for a number of years, and then he went to Seattle then.
Right. Well, I'm glad he's back in the league. Always a class guy.
And then Dallas went with Brian Schottenheimer.
Schottenheimer,
So he's been
son of a head coach.
he's been with Dallas for the number of seasons there. Working under the tutelage with Dak Prescott there, so an offensive-minded guy there. It looked like there was rumblings about Dion. There's some rumblings with other coaches out there, so they're going to go with an in-house hiree there. So, it's not the.
What about Kellen Moore? I mean, you think somebody's going to want him as a coach? He's having a pretty good postseason calling plays for the Eagles.
Well, there's one team left out there that needs a head coach, and that's the Saints. So, you got that. You got Cliff Kingsbury. That's out there. With the OC there with the Commanders there. So there's some moving parts there, but with one seat left there, and you got the Jets that went after the DC from the Lions. Mm-hmm. He was.
What about Ben Johnson? Where's he going to end up?
Ben Johnson went with with the Bears.
That's right.
That was
Okay.
right
That's
after.
right.
That was I think last week they made that that move there. So
Well, here's a local note. So every time they show Vic Fangio
yes,
because he's
the
up in
box
the
there,
press
press
box,
box.
or up in the bleachers, well, not the bleachers, but a suite.
box, yeah.
Yeah. Sitting right next to him is Gettysburg High School graduate Tyler Scudder. Now, he's always very studious, keeping stats. He doesn't ham it up for the camera or anything, but there's our local connection right there, Tyler Scudder. So,
yeah,
so yeah.
a nice local spotlight there. And speaking of local spotlight, how about the local sports there? We're going to be in Gettysburg on Friday.
Yeah, the Warriors, they had a rough outing. After we saw them, they scored single digits in every quarter. I think they had 22 points in the whole game. This is the boys' basketball team. So they got Greencastle and other teams that have been struggling. So a chance to get a win. I don't know how many more games they have, but they're near the end.
Not too many. I think their last game of the season is the 10th, just because of some push dates there with snow and inclement weather games that got.
And then we have the women's, the Gettysburg High School women on Monday the 3rd. Will be on Facebook and YouTube only. Is that correct?
That's correct there.
Because on regular cable you can watch Martin Luther King celebration, which got bumped back 2 weeks because of the weather. So anyway,
And that'll wrap up the winter sports there. I mean, you know, another one in the
yeah, we'll
Oh.
have another season under our belt. Yeah, and we'll put a list together of all the players of the game. That was a great thing.
Yeah, I've been working on the winner there. You know, we might show that at the for the second week of February. We'll kind of show that at the end of Sports Chat or something like that. There of
And when we put our games up there online, maybe we should have a part of the caption player of the game. Maybe put that in there. I don't know.
I like that. Yeah. You know, towards with the re-airing of that of who the player of the game was and such there. So, but yeah, just looking at that there in the New Oxford, I think did they pull off the win with DeLone this past?
No,
Yeah.
DeLone boys, they've been really on a roll. So Ox boys lost 2 in a row. I saw the box score last time out. Brody Holmes had 2 points or something like that. Maybe he got hurt. I don't know.
I mean, when you can shut down Holmes and kind of
And
have the
Billman,
others there, yeah.
I mean, they're both juniors too. So, so was Fry, Luke Fry, the quarterback. I mean, look for big things for the Ox. I mean, Coach Warner's really turned that program around, and now you look at some of the athletes they have, and I see future success for the Colonials.
On the hardwood and on the football
Yeah,
field itself
yeah.
there. So,
Well,
looking
we've had 2 different players this academic year who've been player of the game in 2 different sports.
Yeah.
Lane Hubbard for Bermudian,
and Brody Holmes there.
Brody Holmes for New Oxford. So yeah, and how about Braden Billman? Maybe, I don't know if I know he got a game in football.
I can see in just a second here.
Sure, I don't have my clipboard with all that info on it. But
Yeah, the fall, Luke Fry and Clay Nieves, and then
Yeah.
later on, that was Braden Billman had that. That was October 11th against West
Yeah.
York there. So
I mean, Idris Ahmedovich was the first to do it last academic year. So
yes, he was.
anyway, the Colonials, and a lot of them have been right here on Sports Chat. So don't forget trivia coming up in about 15 minutes. And once again, we are going to be live basketball action, high school basketball action from Gettysburg High School this coming Friday. Around 7:15 we come
Yeah,
on.
7:15.
Game's scheduled for 7:30, but sometimes they can start early if the JV game ends early. And that game will be on our Facebook page and our YouTube page only. And it's in HD.
That'll be on Monday. This Friday, we're on the channel and on Facebook. and
Oh, we
YouTube.
are? Okay.
Yes.
So that's right. On Monday, when we're doing the girls' game, that's going to be on Facebook and YouTube only. I apologize. Thanks for setting the record straight. All right. Our control room is stocked full of professionals tonight. Sean is here. Jordan is here.
I saw
And,
Amy walk in. So,
Amy
yeah.
Welsh is in the house, so trivia just minutes away. He's Corey Smith. I'm Jeff Cooks. Thanks for joining us here on Sports Chat. Good night, everybody. Mahalo.
All right. No Carl.
Hey, he gets discouraged.
I had a funny feeling we were going to talk about that 4th and 1.
Hi, I'm Laura with Community Media, and here's what's happening. It's time for the annual New Oxford Chocolate Tour 2025. Taking place on the first 2 Saturdays in February,